Good morning, everybody.
I just heard someone shout out, "She's so perfect." I agree. Come on. Amazing.
You're so sweet. Thank you, everybody. It's lovely to see all of you in this bright morning, and love the outfits.
Yeah,
Oh
there's
my
some
goodness.
bedazzling going on
Look
here.
at the bedazzling this morning. This is great. Well, good morning, everybody. It's very sweet of you all to come and hang with us.
Yeah, we're so excited.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
So for your audience, I'm gonna start off with some questions, and then we'll go to you. There are
Great.
audience microphones in the extreme two aisles there, so you can hop up right now. I'm gonna kick things off, but once I see folks in line, this is about you, the fans, asking questions of your favorite stars. So yeah, hop on up, and we'll get
so
started.
sweet.
But I just want to say congratulations. The Little Mermaid, the live-action remake, an amazing
Yes.
cameo for anyone
thank
who's
you.
seen it. Yeah.
Spoiler, I had to
Yeah. Sorry.
I had to keep that silent and quiet for
a while?
4 years.
Oh my gosh.
For 4 years.
4 years.
For 4 years, I've been lying to everybody. Yeah, I mean, because every con, I would get that question.
Well, will you be in it, right?
Are you
Yeah.
involved in the film? And I kind of would skirt the issue by saying, oh, you know what, I'm doing press and publicity and on the support team, which is all true. So at least, you know, when they would blatantly ask me, I kind of have to say, you know, you just kind of have to wait and see. Or yeah, so it was a long time to hold a secret.
Who's seen it already? Raise your hand if you've seen it already. Yeah.
It's a
Raise your hand if you're
beautiful
gonna see
film.
it. If you're
Yeah,
excited
sorry
to see
if
it.
we
Yeah.
ruined the surprise, but
You don't know when it's coming. We haven't said when it's coming.
that's right. And if you blink, you'll miss me. So you can't have a popcorn or potty break.
Right. Yeah.
During
yeah,
the movie, otherwise you'll miss me. But it's a beautiful film,
It is.
and I don't know where we're at with worldwide, but #1 in the world.
Yep. Let's give a round of applause for that,
Probably,
everybody.
I think it's over 200. I think it was over 200 and something $million
Yep.
for the 4-day holiday weekend. I think it's in the top 5 money-making films ever in history for the 4-day holiday weekend.
Yep.
So we are thrilled. It is an absolutely beautiful film.
Very beautiful.
And Hallie and all of the cast have just done such an incredible job.
Agreed.
So, and Rob Marshall and John DeLuca. Rob is the director, and they're both of them are the producers. Old friends of ours have done a magnificent job in telling our story and paying tribute to our original film in such a beautiful way. So
I think you said that perfectly. I think it pays tribute to the original,
Yes,
which was
it
important.
does.
And they've got the moments. There's like the shot-for-shot moments.
Yes,
But then they
yes.
take that and they expand it and have their own take on it. The world.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and go more in depth, I think, with the characters.
Yes.
And because we are switching from animated to live action, there's just a difference in expressing as well. There's a little bit, obviously, more realistic, which it needs to be, and they needed to make a few changes here and there that would be appropriate from 1989 to 2023. And I think all those changes were very, very necessary
Yes.
and important. But it doesn't sacrifice, the beauty of the film.
How's it been going around and celebrating it? Obviously,
Yeah,
the premieres
very
and
fun.
all of the pictures that we've seen on social with you and Hallie. It's
Right.
just great to see that, like you said, from 1989 to 2023. What's it
Right.
been like to get just that recognition again and sort of that celebration of the original film?
Well, that's very sweet about recognition, because that definitely was not my focus.
For sure.
Was for press and publicity or anything like that. But it was wonderful to celebrate the film, and my family and I were able to be there in Los Angeles, which was just such a memorable time, and sitting next to one of my directors, Ron Clements. So John
yeah.
and Ron are our original film directors, and so sitting next to Ron and his wife Tammy, and Alan Menken and his wife Janice, and one of their 2 daughters, Nora, was there.
Amazing.
And we were the only people really from the original film, so just our little posse.
Yeah.
And it was really fun because Ron is actually responsible for bringing The Little Mermaid to the Walt Disney Company.
Oh, wow.
So in 1983, he started to develop this, taking Hans Christian Andersen's fable and adapting it into a pitch. So when he pitched the film to the studio in the beginning of 1984, it was on a single piece of paper. And he had written the whole pitch of the film with some lines. And so in the middle of the film, watching the live action, he leaned over to me. He goes, "Those are still my lines. I can't believe that they kept them."
Yeah, yeah.
And I said to him, I said, "You know, look at this Dolby Theater, which was completely packed." I said, "Not one person would be inside this theater tonight if it weren't for you. None of us would be here." And I said, "How does that feel?" And he said, "It's so surreal, Jodi. I can't even express to you what this feels like watching this film. Coming from his idea all those many, many years ago." So that made it extra special.
Yeah, that's amazing. Personally, I saw it at like an 11 a.m. family showing,
Right.
and it was so beautiful to not only myself and my wife and the adults all singing along to the lines
good.
remembered, but then all the kids
Good.
know it now again. You know, from watching the
Good.
film and
Yes.
listening to Haley's
Yes.
rendition of it.
Yes.
It's just so cool to see again the generations, and then all the kids in their Little Mermaid outfits,
Yeah.
both
We love
your
that.
original costume and then the new costumes
Right.
from this film. There was something
Beautiful.
Helly did such an amazing job. For those who've seen it, but obviously those even just heard clips of her singing. There's a lot that she puts her own take on it for sure,
Sure.
but there's a lot in her voice. I feel like that it was a tribute to you. Do you think she thought about that or listened to that? Because there is a lot of
Yes.
that crystal
Yeah.
clear, like Ariel sound
Right,
in her timbre
right.
of her voice.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes from Robbie and from John
For
as
sure.
well too, because when they communicated, with me when they were signed on for the project, I was really thrilled that it was going to be the two of them that
Yes.
were going to take on our film into a live action, and it was just really important for Rob to be able to make sure that the original was honored and treasured, and so. Hallie's favorite princess was always Ariel.
Awesome.
And so she knows, every breath and nuance.
Yeah.
And she knows that, as I do, that everything that people love about Ariel is really Howard Ashman. He
Yeah.
really came through to develop the character and her personality, her temperament, and so much of Part of Your World is Howard. It
Yeah.
really is. So that's nice that Rob was able to pay that tribute back
Yeah,
to
and
him through this version.
For sure. A beautiful dedication to Howard at the end of the film.
Yes.
Obviously, is missed as an
Yeah.
artist for sure. Awesome. Well, thank you for answering my questions. But let's
absolutely.
head to the fans. Why don't we start over here on this side?
Okay.
Hi, I'm Adam.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I
you.
was wondering what it was like working on Enchanted.
Oh, yes. Working on Enchanted was really fun. I'd never done really a live action film before. And I was on set for one day in New York. That was a lot of fun. And then they added an additional scene that I shot on the lot in Los Angeles. And it was a very exciting experience, something very unique for me, different. And my biggest problem was I kept, putting my hands in front of the camera because I talk with my hands. And so the director, Kevin Lima, who was one of our original animators on The Little Mermaid, was joking with me, like, when the red light is on, that means it's that camera and you can't put your hands, in front of your face. So everybody was very patient with me. But yes, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. How does that feel to now be recognized as Jodi Benson as the voice? Because for so long we just heard it and we
Right.
saw you. If you're a Disney nerd like me, you followed along with all of your appearances like at parks and things.
Right.
But to have cameo now and have people
Oh,
be like,
yeah.
"It's the voice of the Little Mermaid," has to be cool.
Yeah, well, I guess after 36 years or however long it's been, that once the studio decided to kind of match the face with the name
Right.
and the character,
Right.
and that was sort of revealed before our film came out, kind of surprising. It wasn't what we had anticipated. Then I think through the decades, people have figured out, who
Yeah.
I am, and there's been plenty out there to kind of let them know, hey, yep, that's Ariel.
Yeah. Awesome.
No surprises anymore.
Yeah. Thank you. Hey.
Hi, my name is Daniel. I like A Little Mermaid because this is my fifth. It's not. I like A Little Mermaid because it's fifth animation movie. So I want to try to different endings. Do you try to do sorry. Do you try to do a dark Disney version? I know it's a little bit nicer version and all. Can you try like no, I mean, did you read the book for the darker version of Little Mermaid, or you say, oh, let's leave it there, so we gonna put the nice thing on there and put a dark one later on?
Oh, yeah. No, I know there are different versions of the story in book form, and I have not read any of them, but I have heard about them. I definitely have heard about them, but no, I'll probably just stick with my original version.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Lily.
Hey, Lily.
I was wondering, what would you say is the craziest moment of your career so far?
Oh, no, the craziest moment of my career. That's a hard question. I think it's funny that when you said that, this came to my mind. It's probably not crazy. It was probably just a strange situation. But I was doing a Broadway show called Crazy for You.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a matinee. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's a beautiful show.
Tony nominated.
And thank you. And it was a matinee show on a Saturday, and we had been doing the show for over a year, I think, by this point. And I have a specific entrance and exit after a dance number with a blackout, and because I've been spinning and dancing, and then I end up kind of with my head upside down, there would be a stage hand that would come and escort me off stage, make a change real quick, and then come back on stage. And I'm completely, kind of blind in that I can't see, and I'm also disoriented after I've been spinning. So he was always so kind and patient to escort me off. But this particular day, when he escorted me off the stage, I had this strong sense that he was taking me to the wrong place. And I don't know, I think it's because I had done it for over a year at that point. And so I'm fighting him like, no, we need to go more upstage, we need to go more. Because there's like a 5,000-pound piece of scenery coming down on an automatic system. And because of this shifting, it hit me on the head.
Oh my gosh.
And kind of pressed me down. Ooh. And then they grabbed my feet and pulled me out before it landed. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. And I know that sounds really sad and scary, but it was great. Yes, I did get kind of bruised and eyes swollen, but as crazy as it was, I had a sip of water and went back on stage and finished the show.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until, I don't know why, when I opened my eyes, my standby, my understudy, Beth, was standing over me completely already in my costume and my wig. And so in like 20 seconds, I think she literally, I opened my eyes and there she was. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went on stage, I finished it. As the rest of the show progressed, my face swelled up and my eyes started to swell shut. So obviously I didn't do the evening show, went to the doctor, and yeah, isn't that crazy? Though you think about those just weird little things, but that was what came to my mind when you said that.
Yeah, amazing.
Crazy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That audience got a production, show of a lifetime.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, the stage manager went out on stage and said, we've had a little technical difficulty, and we're going to just pause the show for about, a 2-minute break, and we'll be right back.
Yeah,
so,
then you came back on. Awesome.
Crazy.
Crazy for you. Hey.
Good morning. My name's Erin. I'm glad you're okay.
Thank you.
Sounds awful. My question is a little bit more lighthearted. Obviously, one of the best things of any Disney movie is the animal sidekicks. And I was wondering, other than Sebastian and Flounder, if you could have an animal sidekick from the Disney canon, who would you choose and why?
Oh, a sidekick. Oh boy, that's going to be hard. Doesn't Entangled, doesn't she have like a little, what is
a little
it?
gecko, a little gecko.
A little gecko.
Yeah.
That one was
Is it a
really...
gecko? A chameleon. I'm so
chameleon.
sorry. I lose my car. I lose a point in Disney
Pascal is
trivia.
super cute
Yeah.
because, obviously the size has a super cute personality, but also the changing of the colors and everything. I thought that was really sweet. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Mia. So when it comes to Sebastian and Flounder, who would you rather eat?
Who? Whoa. I'm sorry, we're all out of time.
They're my friends. No, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. They're my friends, and I can't choose between them. They're both
Yeah.
my best friends. So.
They're both delicious anyway.
I like how the new movie, again, no spoilers, but kind of had some gentle nods to that without sort of making it feel barbaric and strange. I think they did an excellent job with sort of that feature of like the humans versus the fish. You know what I mean? So
Yes, yes. It was
they
beautiful.
handled it very.
It took me a while to get used to the photo reel. Flounder and Sebastian, just because you miss when it comes photo real. And this is not a criticism or anything. It's just an observation that they lose their ability to emote.
Sure. Yeah.
Because they can't do a lot.
Right.
They just have their voice, which
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
So, but it did take me a beat or two to get used to. Oh, that's right. They're photo real. They're not animated. and
Right.
They're not going to give us all sorts of personality.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Hey.
Hi, I'm Abby. I was wondering, when you first saw the animated version or any of the pencil tests, if there was an aspect to the physical acting of the character that was added by the animators that was your favorite or that surprised you, that when you heard it with your voice where you were like, oh, I never thought that would be the action that she would be doing.
Right, that's a great question. We actually were visiting with my lead animator, lead animating, directing animator, Glenn Keane in California a couple weeks ago after the premiere. And we had that conversation of how Ariel came to be. So, you know, when I started, it's just a tiny little pencil sketch, little thumbnail, and she had blonde hair. And it didn't look anything like she does now. And so Glenn, you know, with his Walkman, listening, would record me in the studio and then go back to his little cubicle off the lot and start sketching. So when I would go and visit, I could start seeing the transition. And he'll tell you that, you know, Ariel came to life when she has a voice. So it's like we kind of birthed her together, you know? It's sort of like created and designed her and she came to be. So the first time I think seeing part of your world was so magical because you can see yourself in the character. Obviously, you are part of that character. And just to see how compassionate Glenn was, because Glenn had never done a princess before and had never had to draw with sensitivity, I think. And so he just did such a beautiful job of creating her along with me. And that's probably the magical time for me, is to see the song for the first time. And to watch that segment is just breathtaking.
I love when she pulls her hands in for burn.
Yes, yes, and reaches for the surface. It's really amazing, and he had to try so many different things that he had never done before. Yeah. And so it's really fun to get to talk with him about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think Glenn went on to animate a majority of the princesses of that time, but it all started with Ariel. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it
amazing.
did.
Hey.
Hi, Jodi. It's
Hi.
Bobby.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too. Do you miss Buddy Hackett and Kenneth Mars?
Yes. Yeah, I miss all of our cast members. You know, they were so iconic with the voices that they created, and they're deeply missed, but I'm so thankful that their legacy lives on in our film. So, yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, Jodi.
Thank
And
you.
I want to let you know my favorite Disney movie is It's the Little Mermaid.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you
You're
very
welcome,
much.
Jodi. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
And thanks.
All right,
you.
you have a great day.
Thank you. Hey.
Hi, Jodi. I'm Rahana. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I'm sure throughout the years you've had crazy fans. Or what's your craziest experience, or
Crazy
craziest
fan
person who got a crazy tattoo of you or something?
Well, first of all, I love getting to meet all of the fans, and I love getting to do these experiences on the weekends. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy, you know, getting to hear everyone's story, what the character means to them, what the film means to them, the impact it's had in their life. That's really magical for me. For the most part, everything has always been really great. there was one event where a mom had come in with her little daughter and said, I said, what can I do for you? And she said, oh, I'd like to get your autograph. And I said, okay, great. And I'm waiting for her to pass me the item, to my table. And she passes me her child. and, and then she proceeds to lift up her dress.
Yeah.
And she wanted me to sign her panties while they were on her. And she was, she's probably one. I mean, it was just a little baby. And this was a long time ago. And so I was like, oh, no, well, that's good. That's awesome. So she went to the ladies' room, got her child changed, and came back with the item at the table, not on the child,
Yeah,
which was good. That was the way to do it. That was the way to do it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Priya. Nice to meet you. I was wondering what your favorite song was from either the original Little Mermaid or the remake, and why.
What do you think? Is that a loaded question?
Well, my main question is why.
Oh my goodness. A million reasons why part of your world means so much to me, just because I sing it almost every week for 36 years. It pays tribute to Howard, and I love that. I love that I get to sing the song and relive the moments in the studio with him standing right next to me. In the booth, silently, which was amazing that he could be in there next to the microphone and not make a peep. Every nuance and pronunciation of a word, every word that's spoken, every word that's sung, it's been directed and masterminded by him.
Yeah.
So I really love the meaning of the song for me. And it is a classic I Want song that is really important for you to fall in love with Ariel and root for her throughout the rest of the film. Without that song, you don't have the opportunity to really care for her and what her dreams and desires and goals and wishes are. So there's just so many things about the song. And that it's a monologue that happens to be put to pitch, which I really love. It's a story song. And there's really nothing like it, So
Yeah.
it's beautiful. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Beautifully said. Hey.
Hey.
Hi, my name is Amelia, and I was wondering, did you have any lines that were cut from the movie?
Any
Oh,
lines
yeah,
that were cut
lines that were cut from the movie. Yes, I may not be able to remember, but it's very normal to try a variety of ways to say things. Sometimes you'll invert the words, sometimes you'll put the name of the other character first, sometimes you'll put it at the end of the sentence. So we'll try all sorts of different ways to make the line work, and then all the special people that are in charge of the film, they get to choose. So if they have 50 options, they'll listen to them all and see which one matches the best with what the scene is going to be. Because for animation, we do the voices first, and then all of the animation and the sketching and the drawing comes after. So they get to pick which ones they like, and then they know how they want to animate it. And we are the last fully drawn, fully animated feature film for the studio. We're the last one. So all those bubbles and everything, those are all hand-drawn. So they take a lot of time. It took a lot of time. Very special. Yeah, thank you for the question.
Thank you.
That was great.
Hey.
Hey, Theo, how are you?
Hello. Hello
Yeah,
again.
Good to see you again.
You too. My question is, when working with Howard, how much of it was a collaborative process in developing Ariel and expressing part of your world, or did you pretty much just follow Howard's vision all the way?
Well, because I had just done a Broadway show with him called Smile, and he was my director for that, and we had worked on that for quite some time together. So I felt really comfortable and trustworthy of him and his brilliance that I knew I was in good hands with him. So I completely just trusted everything that he had, and he had very specific ideas about Ariel and had already recorded the song himself with Alan at the piano, and his interpretation was just so beautiful that I didn't need to go off that beaten path. Now, it is collaborative because he would let me try things and explore different things and try different lines, you know, a million times, so that we had lots of variety to choose from. So it was very collaborative and supportive on his part, but because he had the genius already implanted in who he knew Ariel to be, I was really thrilled about that. So I could walk in knowing that he had so much of the homework already done, which was great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Theo. I
Thanks.
appreciate it.
Hi, Jodi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I wanted to talk a little bit more about Howard and ask you about some other projects that you worked on with him and what you learned from him.
Well, I did do the Broadway show Smile, and then we were able to do Mermaid together. And come to find out, there really weren't a lot of artists that had ever done 2 projects with him in his lifetime. So I felt very blessed and very fortunate to be able to have these 2 different types of experiences. And both were, they're different types of projects, obviously, one being on stage and one being behind a mic. But the way that he goes about as far as being a very giving and supportive director was exactly the same. And we had a great working relationship. So that was wonderful to have had that experience before starting on Mermaid, because I didn't know what I was doing an animated film. I had never done that before and felt pretty nervous about it, you know, scared, insecure, didn't quite know if I was qualified, but he always believed in me. And I think him believing in me was able to kind of pull out the best of the character to create who Ariel is today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Summer. Hey. So I can speak for most people in the room when I say that Ariel is a character that's very comforting for us and, you know, very relatable. And I guess other than Ariel, is there a Disney character that you find a lot of comfort in and can relate to?
Well, I grew up with Cinderella. That was kind of my princess for my age bracket. And I felt like I could relate to Cinderella in that she kind of had these 2 lives sort of going on. She had this life of reality, and then she had this big dream type of life. So I felt like I could relate to her kind of growing up in Illinois and wanting to pursue Broadway, never having seen a Broadway show, not really knowing if I was talented enough, but having a dream that was definitely bigger than my surroundings. So that, I think that's why I can connect with that princess.
Thank you.
Your
so
outfit
much.
looks so
Yeah.
cute. I like your
Yeah,
ears. Those are
amazing.
the cute ones. Yay! Those ears are so cute. I got that for myself and for our girls because of the pearls on them. They're so pretty.
My
I love the
mother-in-law
Disney
got them.
bounding, all the different
Yeah.
interpretations. You know, you
Yes,
see the
it's a lot
scales
of
and everything. Yeah,
fun.
it's amazing.
Yes, beautiful outfits,
Yeah.
everyone.
Hey.
Hi, Jodi. My name is Brandon. This is my wife, Amy.
Hey, how are
And
you?
she is a huge fan of yours. Show her your backpack so we can prove it. And we have your book. We are a fan.
Oh, thank you. That's
But,
so sweet.
I want to say, as Ariel, you continue to be an inspiration to everybody everywhere around the world. I want to say that first.
That's very sweet.
And
Thank
I
you.
do have a question for you as Jodi Benson. How has your experiences as a voice actor influenced your live performances and vice versa?
Yes. Oh, that's a great question. I think when you're working on, for me, when I was working on an animated film and when I'm doing animation, you do have to get everything across with just your voice. And sometimes that's really challenging when you can't use anything else to communicate. But in so doing, I find that when I translate to stage in a performance, it feels easier because you do have all these other parts of you to be able to tell your story. So I think it's the realization of it's difficult work at times behind the mic, but then that transition back to the stage has made it easier, if that makes sense.
It does. And
Yeah.
thank you. It's great to hear you live.
Oh, nice to see you. Thank you. Nice to meet you both. Thank you. Yes.
Hi, my name is Megan. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So my first question is, if there was any other Disney princess that you would want to play, who would it be and why?
Yeah. Let's see. They're all so incredible. I really enjoy Tangled.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Tangled, and I love the music, but I also love the character. She's just childlike and free, and I think that would be a really fun role to tackle.
That's awesome, because that's my favorite movie.
Oh, good.
Yay.
Good. It's a beautiful film.
Yeah.
And
Similar
then-
to Ariel, right? Trying to break free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Kind of see the world beyond her own
Yeah,
world.
and that's Glenn's movie, so
Yeah.
it's beautiful. I
And-
love Tangled.
And
Thank
then,
you.
Am I allowed to give you something or no?
Oh, actually, you can probably bring it to me at my table.
Okay.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Yes.
Hi, I'm Bella. Little Mermaid is a big part of my life because it was the first musical I did that I actually felt like I was a part of a cast, and it was amazing.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
My favorite, though, is Little Mermaid 2.
Okay.
And I have two questions for you. One, what was it like finding out that you were going to have a kid Melody?
Right.
And what was your favorite song?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So pretty. And it's always fun when Tara's here on the weekends. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That we get to be together. Let's see. Oh gosh. Well, I've had a wonderful time working on that film, and it was really lovely to be able to be a mom. That was really special, and to make sure that we could have the proper aging for Ariel by still sounding like Ariel, but needing to find the right age range. So that was fun. That was a challenge. I think I enjoy the lullaby at the beginning. I think it's very heartfelt, and it was really special to be able to make that transition from child to mom. That was really fun, and in my own life, making that transition as well. So it was something that I could easily relate to. Yeah, but it's a beautiful film. I enjoyed that one very much. Thank you.
The sequels definitely range in quality, and Little Mermaid 2 always at the top as one of the favorites for sure. Just even
that's
all
good.
of them that come out, I think, are super popular.
Yeah, ours was interesting because we had our original, and then we had the sequel, and then we went back and did the prequel.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like needing to find these different age ranges, within
sure.
my voice were fun and challenging at the
awesome.
same time.
Cool.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, your Little Mermaid voice was so much better, especially the song. Because the animation was good too, but I'm always used to like Disney animation being good anyway, but the voice being so good, because for Disney, Winnie the Pooh and Hercules, these were not my favorite versions of those. These were not my favorite voices for those characters, and so it's like a danger zone for Disney, because animation they could always just draw better, but like your voice was so good though.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I
Awesome.
appreciate that.
Thank you. Hey.
Hi, my name is Patrick. I just had one quick question. How much has Howard Ashman's influence on you and your acting positively affected your acting career after Little Mermaid? And what have you taken from what he's taught you as a director forward into other work?
Right. That's a great question. Thank you. I think the biggest lesson that Howard taught me in working on both of our projects was that perfection wasn't performance, and perfection wasn't necessary. Vulnerability and authenticity is what mattered the most. So when I'd be in the studio wanting to do something 50 times, he would say, I don't want it to be perfect. I just want it to be real. I want you to be real. And that was a huge lesson for me, because I grew up being a perfectionist, which was very exhausting to do and impossible to happen. Human. I can't be perfect. And so I think working with him on both of those projects was the biggest lesson that I learned in my life, that I feel like at that point I was able to take throughout my life And I think for our family, it's something that we have really impressed upon our kids, how to let that go. You know, how to not expect perfection. You can be real and authentic and vulnerable, and you can do your best, and that's more than enough, you know. So that was a really enormous life lesson that I learned from him.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you for the question. I appreciate it.
Hi, Jodi. I'm so happy to meet you. My name is Laura, and I was just wondering, you are such a wonderful influence to so many actors and voice actors out there, and I was wondering who your favorite actor or influence or role model has been to you.
I'm going to say Barbara Streisand, and it's for a variety of reasons. I grew up listening to her vocals, and she's an amazing storyteller, and she can create a moment by telling her story that makes you feel something. And also, her vocals aren't always perfect, and I really loved that, but they were perfect for the story. I also was a huge fan of the movie Yentl, in which she directed and starred in, and I was blown away at how she could wear both of those hats simultaneously and successfully. Yeah, I would love to meet her one day.
I
So
couldn't
if
agree more.
Anybody knows how to connect with her, let me know. That'd be great. Yeah, that's probably the only person. She and Celine Dion, I think I would probably like to meet in person because, again, I think Celine has that gift of storytelling with vocals that is really unique and just glorious for me to listen to both of them. There was a recording, I think it was on one of the final episodes of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel that just wrapped, which I absolutely love that series. It was so entertaining. But there is a song that Barbara Streisand sang, and I don't know if it was the last episode or the second to the last episode. Oh my gosh, it's not a perfect vocal, but it is a perfect story song, and it's breathtaking. And I got distracted not watching what was happening on the TV, but listening to, because it was a recording of a song that I hadn't heard in a really long time. So I've got to look back and see what the title was.
I'm looking forward to seeing that episode.
Yeah,
And I'm
so
still
beautiful.
still at the beginning of the last season, so hopefully.
Yeah. So anyways, Barbara Streisand. That's my
wonderful.
answer.
Good choice.
Love it.
Good choice.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hi, Jodi. My name is Sophia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I am such a big Disney Parks fan, and I was wondering, what was it like to go on your attraction, the Little Mermaid adventure, for your very first time?
Yeah, so much fun. We went as a family to the opening at Walt Disney. I think, was Walt Disney World first and then Disneyland?
I think Disneyland was first.
Or was our Disneyland first and then our Walt Disney
when they
World?
redid
Okay.
Fantasyland, they added it.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yep.
right, because we opened Fantasyland.
Yep.
Yeah. Both events were really, really fun to go to, and it still is very surreal when I go into the clam shell and the oyster shell or whoever shell it is, I don't know, and we float back, and then there she is, and it still just blows my mind when we turn and I'm watching her and I'm listening to her sing, and it still just is absolutely unbelievable that I get to be part of that, and that she's me. I mean, it's just mind-blowing, but very thankful, very grateful.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite attractions to
Yeah.
go on
Good.
in Magic Kingdom. I love it.
Good. It's a great place to cool off on a hot
Oh, yeah.
Florida
It's the
day.
best.
That's for sure.
It
It's
also
always good.
it loads really fast,
It
so
does
the wait
load.
times are down.
Yep.
Yeah.
The wait time is very quick.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Thank you. Hey.
Hi, Jodi. My name is DJ. Thank you for your time. To the point of the music in The Little Mermaid and how iconic and how much of a cultural phenomenon that was, even to the point now where my 3-year-old niece, she knows every single word to all of the songs. It's incredible.
That's awesome.
And it's a testament to how iconic that music was. You touched on it a little bit earlier about being in the studio with Howard and how you followed his vision. How did the music evolve after that once the demo tape was sent to Disney? And then following that, when you finally reviewed the finished product, Do you remember how you felt? And did you
Oh,
feel at
yeah.
that point in time that this is going to be as big as it actually is?
Right. I would say there's not a huge difference between Howard's original cassette and how Part of Your World is today. He had such a beautiful vision for that song, and he was right. And I think everybody on staff just trusted him because he was a genius that was way ahead of his time, what he was bringing to the studio. We had no idea that the film was going to be what it is today. No idea whatsoever. I recorded it, flying back and forth between New York and LA, and just would disappear. The only way you would know is running the credits at the end. That was Walt's vision, were to remain anonymous, and that was our plan. That was how we knew it would be. I just went back to do a Broadway show, 8 shows a week, and this movie would come out, and you may or may not stop your VHS to kind of figure out who's who, but it was right before the film came out that they sent me on a press tour, 22 cities in 20 days, and it changed everything. And at that point, I think we all, as a cast, realized this was something special. This was something different. And, so here we are in 2023 still talking about it and celebrating the film, and it still matters to people, and that is just mind-blowing to me. What a beautiful, beautiful surprise that it's been for all these years. Yeah.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
Thank you.
Can't
Appreciate
think
it.
of a more perfect segue. Obviously, if you haven't seen Jodi at her table, go say hi. Unfortunately, we couldn't get to every question, but we do have a special surprise for everyone here. We know Jodi's favorite song. Would you like to hear a little bit of it live, everybody? What do you think?
I think I'm actually going to sit down. I don't know. I feel very
Yeah,
comfortable
go for it.
sitting here right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that we didn't get to everyone's questions. Sorry about that. But I am going to be at my table until 7 today, and then tomorrow I will be there from 10 to 5. And I do my best to make sure that we get to see everyone. I need to take care of guests that have specific needs first, and meet and greets, we try to do those at the very end of the day, depending on how we are moving through the line, so I appreciate your patience with that. And I see all your phones go up, so let me just give you my little spiel that I have to say all the time. You are welcome to record for your own enjoyment. You are also welcome to share in a 45-second range, give or take. That is respectful, and we won't get in trouble, and I won't go to Disney jail, so I appreciate that. But, when, and I say this every con, but when I share the song, I don't sing the song for me. I sing the song for you, and my job is to have you experience your trigger core memory, and you got to get off the stage.
I was just getting
Bye.
ready so that we get a better. I want to make sure these guys get a good shot over here.
That's
Yeah.
Well, you're going to feel awkward sitting here staring at me while I'm singing. But it gives you the opportunity to have that trigger core memory. Is this okay if I sit here? It's just so weird to have a table, but normally I stand, but it's because we're usually at chairs or sofas, but we're at the, political thing, the political debate setup. I forgot that they set it up like this. But, it's important for you to remember where you were the first time you saw the film and the first time you heard the song, and who you were with, and those people that may not be with you anymore. And so sometimes when people come to my table, they are weeping and they're apologizing. Never apologize for your tears. Honestly, I've got Kleenex. I'm ready for it. I'm used to it. Because those tears are valuable, and they equate to the love that you have for others, And so never apologize when you come up to my table and you weep. It's beautiful because I get a chance to kind of know your story, what that means to you, who are you thinking about, and where were you, and what did your room look like, and your sheets and your pillows and, your pajamas. It's beautiful. So thank you. All right, let's sing. It's really weird to sit down, but I don't know, feels kind of comfortable today. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here you think, sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see 'em dancing, walking around on those, what do you call 'em? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? Betcha on land they understand, but they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand and ready to know what the people know. Ask 'em my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore that shore above, out of the sea? Wish I could be part of that Thanks for allowing me to be part of your world all these many years. God bless you all.